Hello, my name is Chaplain Captain Michael Mercier. I serve as an Army Reserve chaplain in the United States Army Reserve. I also serve as a military endorsed chaplain in the Civil Air Patrol, which is the official U.S. Air Force auxiliary. I'm also a member of the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and I support our veterans by being a member of the VFW and the American Legion. So I just finished my very first book ever, His Story, Your Story. And I did a devotional series on my first book. I'm actually in the process of writing my second volume on the book series, His Story, Your Story. And I want to take a little break from that and focus on Army doctrines and regulations. As I said before, I've been a chaplain for 8 years. I have served with the 419 Movement Control Battalion, and I deployed with them in 2021, and I was in the Middle East when we closed out Afghanistan, the longest American war in our history. And I also have served with the 159 Military Police Battalion, CID, and I'm currently serving with the 157 Infantry Brigade Army Reserve Element. So why do I want to do a series on doctrines and regulations? Well, because I've had a lot of ministry experience, the chaplain aspect of my ministry in the military has become very natural to me and is very natural to me. And by God's grace, I've been able to effectively advance His kingdom through ministry in the military. However, the military is like a foreign language, and I have had to work extremely hard through blood, sweat, and tears to be an effective, competent, and functioning staff officer. So I hope today that we can learn together during this Doctrine and Regulation series I'm going to be doing as we take a break from my series, His Story, Your Story. So this is the book that I'm currently reading. It is titled The BSS Smart Book 5, The Battle Staff Book. It is the heart and soul of Army operations. And I'm about 9/10 of the way done with it. The major regulations that encompass this book are ADRP 3-0 operations, ADRP, the operations process, and ADRP, mission command. So in today's lesson on doctrines and regulations, I'm going to talk to you very briefly how Army orders work, okay? And I try to always simplify things so that I can understand complex structures. So basically, the President of the United States of America gives an order, for example, to the Secretary of Defense, and then it would go down through the Joint Chief of Staffs, then it would go down to the generals, and I'm going to speak from the Army perspective to help us learn together today. Then it would go down to the theater level, division level, brigade or regiment, and then down to battalions, and then down to company level, platoon level, squad level, which is a member of like 6 or 10 soldiers, all the way down to teams, and then down all the way down to the battle buddy system, which is made up of 2 soldiers. Orders can go down the chain of command in 3 different ways. Primarily, there is the operational order, which basically is the big picture of a mission, very in depth, and it lays out the different phases of our mission. And then there's a frago, which is basically an adjustment to the primary operational order, known as the op order. And then there's the warno, which is basically a warning that something big is about to go down and you need to be ready. So within, let's say, the theater level down through brigade or division, brigade, battalion, company, platoon, there is typically a commander within each unit, and that commander obviously is in charge of leading his unit and his troops and his soldiers. And the Army uses 2 concepts called command and control and mission command. And mission command is basically where a commander has a more of a centralized rank structure, where the orders he gives is more controlled. And then there's mission command, where superior commanders will give an order, give their intent. The intent is the order to their subordinate commanders, and that gives them a lot of flexibility to fulfill the mission. And basically the way mission command works, and this is where I try to simplify things, instead of saying we are going to take the hill via these steps, A, B, and C, that would be more command and control. Mission command will tell a subordinate commander, or a superior commander will tell a subordinate commander, you need to take the hill. That is the mission command. That's the commander's intent, the superior commander. And then the subordinate commander will figure out by looking at 2 or 3 different courses of actions and choosing the best one, working with his staff to take the hill. To simplify it even more, maybe you're familiar with the phrase, there are multiple ways to skin a cat, there are multiple ways to skin a cat. And that the objective is to skin the cat, but this is what needs to be done, but how it needs to be done, it can be done a variety of different ways. That's really the big difference between command and control and mission command. So I always try to, as a special staff officer, as a chaplain, I try to always go out of my way to support our commanders, because they have a lot on their plate. They are trying to understand, visualize, describe, direct lead and assess the superior commander's intent. And commanders are the heart and soul of operations. They are the ones who lead the planning, the preparing, the executing, and constantly reassessing. And the beautiful aspect of mission command is that it gives commanders a lot of flexibility, because the superior commander gives him or her their mission and vision, which is their intent, and then they can use the intelligence from their subject matter experts amongst their staff to fulfill their very own intent. It gives them a lot of flexibility on the battlefield and in operations in general, and across the range of military operations, because when you go down range, the mission can change on a dime constantly. So having that flexibility gives commanders the ability to and the intellect to fulfill the mission and adapt and overcome and adjust fire. So I know that's a lot, but I hope we can learn together during this series. And I'm probably going to do a part 2 on this book, because I am learning a lot from it. So until next time, take care and may God richly bless you. Amen.